Hi, welcome back to Movie Review Mom. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me here. And if you've never been here, click on subscribe, like it, ring the bell, join me on Facebook, all that kind of stuff. So today, the movie I'm reviewing is called The Broken Hearts Gallery. I'm excited to talk about this because I think a lot of people are going to like it. It's rated PG-13. It's an hour and 48 minutes. And the movie review mom grade I'm giving it is actually a B minus. And let me explain why. I know some people think it's the greatest movie. Some people think it's the worst movie. So it's getting really mixed reviews. So here's my take on it. First, in a quick nutshell, the movie is written and directed by Natalie Krinsky, and this is actually her directorial debut. So congrats to her. This is a rom-com that features all the diversity that you would expect in a movie about millennials in New York City. And that's kind of what makes this movie stand out, honestly. It feels a little bit like a millennial version of Sex in the City. Everyone can relate to the topics of the movie: painful breakups, broken hearts, and finding yourself. So I like the idea of a broken hearts gallery to help people heal and move on with their lives. And that's what the movie is about. There's a girl, she's a breakup, and she has an entire apartment filled with all of these mementos from past loves, from exes, and she can't seem to move on. I don't want to give you any more spoilers than that, but it makes for an interesting topic. And in fact, other themes of the movie are love and romance, the importance of good friends, keeping the mementos from the past, including hoarding, but learning to let go and move on, collecting friends and things and memories, broken people, learning from our experiences. And I think one of the big lessons too is that sometimes we get lost in our relationships and we need to find out who we are before we dive into another relationship, hoping that that relationship will reveal who we are. Now, some quick tips for parents. That is, there is a lot of really vulgar and crude language. While there aren't any F-bombs to give it a rating of R, I think that the content and the conversations really are more of a rated R quality. There's a lot of talk of condoms and sex. You see unmarried couples in bed together. There's lots of alcohol, people getting drunk, portrayal of lesbians, some women kissing each other, and that kind of thing. Now, some things that I liked about the movie are, first of all, it's really refreshing to see an Indian female as the protagonist. Last year, we saw a couple of movies with male protagonists who were of Indian descent. And actually, the lead protagonist is Geraldine Viswanathan. I hope I pronounced her name correctly. She's actually from Australia, but she first gained attention, at least to American audiences, in the movie Blockers. In this movie, she has spunk, confidence, and energetic comedic timing, really making her perfect for this quirky role. Her character is really a train wreck and often annoying and aggressive, but she's likable enough and she provides that spark that the starring role requires. Selena Gomez, by the way, is credited as an executive producer. And in fact, you see at the very beginning during the credits a ticket stub with her name, like somebody had paid to go see her in concert. So she's definitely got her fingerprint on this movie. Bernadette is another strong woman in this movie. Can you believe she's 72 years old? She looks amazing. And it's too bad that we didn't get to hear her sing. There are actually other people with extreme musical talents that we also didn't get to hear sing in the movie. One is one of the stars from the Hamilton Broadway musical, Philippa Sue. She actually sings really badly on purpose in a karaoke scene. And I'm like, what the heck? Listening to that karaoke scene was actually painful because the singing was so bad. So I wish that she had at least allowed us to hear her beautiful voice a little bit. Another musical talent is Uktarsh Ambudkar. He was a I got a big kick out of him in the movie Pitch Perfect. That's one of my guilty pleasure movies. I've seen it way too many times, actually all three of them in that franchise. Another lead in the movie is the city of New York, and it plays a very strong character, and it's not all the touristy sites that you might normally see in other movies. It kind of shows a different bohemian side of New York City. There's some entertaining banter, although not all of the humor landed for me personally. In the style of When Harry Met Sally interviews, if you've seen that movie, I thought that the video clips of heartbroken individuals was really a cute addition to kind of break up the scenes of the drama, the humor, and then it also added a really touching surprise in a couple other scenes later on towards the end of the movie. I really loved the Marie Kondo reference of only keeping items that spark joy. And that's one lesson in this movie is just get rid of the stuff, make room for new things, people, and experiences in your life. And I liked that lesson. I love how supportive the roommates are and how they know what each one of them needs to be able to feel joy and to overcome breakups and hardships and that kind of stuff. Everyone should be so lucky to have good friends like that. I thought that the color palette and the cinematography actually made the entire film look perfectly like what the idea is of the film. It looked like a grimy garage sale with bohemian knickknacks and in a good way. That's kind of the vibe and the feel of the movie. And the filming of it actually captured that essence. I also really like Molly Gordon and would like to see her lead in another movie. I thought the acting was good and the movie was energetic pretty much throughout. Now, some of the things I didn't like about the movie is, first of all, so many of the characters are just in your face, self obsessed, and that's kind of obnoxious. Some people call those millennial snowflakes. Anyway, I thought that the character who was the funniest was actually the one who never said anything. He's this boyfriend who kind of sits in the corner of the room on his cell phone or, doing whatever he's doing. But there's this one scene where he really shines. And that scene actually made me laugh out loud. Now, a lot of people are falling all over themselves about the chemistry between the two leads. And so I felt really badly because I didn't really quite feel it. I like Decree Montgomery from Stranger Things, and of course, the female lead, Geraldine, but just not necessarily together. They seemed like they were good friends, but I didn't really buy the romance and the chemistry. And no, that's not a racist statement at all. It has nothing to do with that. One of my sons married a lovely girl from Hong Kong, and so I'm totally fine with mixed couples. His character's super generic, and while she's got all kinds of energy and personality and things going on, and I know opposites attract, I think maybe I just missed it because everybody's saying, oh, their chemistry really made the movie. And so it's just me, apparently. Now, this is a nitpicky thing, but the song Don't Go Breaking My Heart by Elton John and Kiki D, they played it three different times in three different scenes. And I just felt like, okay, that was a bit much. I get it. It goes really well with the movie. It's a little bit tedious at times. There's lots of man shaming. There's some cliches, tropes, and predictable moments for sure. And expect the obligatory dance party at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert for that. There are a lot of political correctness lines and even apparel that preach at us. And I think in the year 2020, we don't want to be preached at. We just kind of want a silly movie that makes us laugh and forgets our troubles. And so in that regard, this movie fills that niche pretty well, other than a few other of those things. Now, there's a couple of really good lines I wanted to share with you that I also post on my website, moviereviewmom.com. One of the first ones is actually spoken by Philippa Sue. Her character says, "You can't have a good relationship because you're constantly mourning the last one." I thought that was really insightful. And another interesting line spoken by the protagonist in the movie, Geraldine, she says, "Heartbreak is the loneliest, most isolating feeling in the world. The truth is, it happens to us all. It's the great equalizer." And I think that's one of the best things going for this movie is everybody can relate again to the themes and topics of the movie. So that's great. And a lot of people are feeling that pain during quarantine and during this whole pandemic where relationships are really stressed out and people are breaking up and it's been really chaotic. And so the final line I wanted to share with you is by Lucy, the main character played by Geraldine. She says, "The thing that broke me also made me whole." So the movie is hopeful. It ends on a positive note, and we need lots of that this year for sure. So in closing, my final recommendation for movies to watch is absolutely When Harry Met Sally. It's an older movie, so some of the young millennials may not have seen it. I highly recommend it. You'll love that one for sure. All right. I hope you're healthy, safe, and happy. And again, thanks for subscribing. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.